everyone, I'm not Una, who usually sits here. Couldn't be here, so I'm Michaela, and I want to welcome you to the Fortress of Nerditude.
Thanks, Michaela, for filling in today. I'm Bridget, and I also want to welcome everyone. I think Una's just skipping out, so I don't have the chance to win back my cooler host title.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Well, Una, if you're watching this and you're not scared to come back and lose your cooler host title, will be. You will.
Channeling your inner Yoda, eh? Classic Star Wars.
Why not? We saw a ton of classic Star Wars and other cool stuff at Comic-Con this year.
Yes, we did, and we have a video to prove it. After we watch it, we will talk briefly about the con. Our producer made us walk for hours to film the vid.
Have your feet recovered yet? Yeah, next time I'll wear slippers. Anyway, today we'll talk about some nerdy stories like the shenanigans from the Super Slow-Mo guys, let you know about dorky delights with local happenings. I will guess where we are virtually today, and we'll have Stunt Coordinator Mark Grove on as our guest. Our demo ought to be fun today.
We're learning how to be fake.
Them stunt fighting words, Michaela. The faster we start, the faster we learn to be fake. Or roll it.
Fire is a fascinating thing. It's warm, it's cozy, it can burn down forests and create new life. How can something so awesome be even more amazing? Well, it can be colorful. YouTube stars the Slow-Mo guys have posted a video where they present colorful flames in a beautiful 4K at night. They use colored tiki lamp oil, which is actually clear to begin with. The color is only activated when the fluid is lit. As if watching blue, red, green, and orange flames weren't exciting enough, these guys have done it in slow motion. The magic lasts so much longer that way, especially when it is paired with the whimsical music that goes along with the video. For their finale, they managed to shoot different colors into one another, creating multicolored flames. These guys clearly have way too much time on their hands. Luckily, they end the video with the knowledge that fire is pretty, but still very hot. I can't help but wonder how things would have gone if the fires of Middle-earth were colored. Mordor would have been a much happier place.
The CW's new show Supergirl is going to have a special guest for Season 2. Superman will be making an appearance in the first 2 episodes, after a lot of build-up during Season 1. His character is mentioned briefly, but doesn't truly have a place in the story yet. Still, his presence in the series seems to be important. Many episodes in Season 1 allude to the relationship between Supergirl and her famous cousin. He's already an established superhero as she's coming out with her powers. There's been a lot of debate about who they'll get to play TV's new Man of Steel. Smallville's Superman Tom Welling seemed like a good choice, but the actor claims no one has approached him about the role, and that it would be too weird for him to jump into the role again. There's also some concern that bringing Superman into the series would overshadow Supergirl. There's no telling how much of the Man of Steel we'll get to see, but honestly, how many superheroes do we really need at one time? Batman, Flash, Arrow, Deadpool, we get it, guys. The worlds are safe and heroes are cool.
200 years ago, 19th century explorer and naturalist Alexander von Humboldt claimed that several eels had jumped out of the water and attacked and killed several horses. What blasphemy was this? Suggesting an eel would jump out of water just to attack a horse? The man had to be crazy. Well, in this day and age, anything is possible. Vanderbilt University biologist Kenneth Catania has discovered that Humboldt was in no way exaggerating. When the eels he had been studying were cornered with a seemingly threatening, partially submerged object, they would rise out of the water to push their heads against the object and shock it. In fact, the higher the eel leapt, the stronger the shock. When an eel is submerged, the electric pulses are distributed through the water. Above water, the pulses have nowhere to go but directly into the target. So next time you will get the urge to stick your big toe in an eel-infested water, don't.
Hillary has taught us that cyber attacks can happen to anyone. It's no surprise that everyone wants to stay safe online, especially when it comes to national security. China has presented a solution. Their Quantum Space Satellite, or QUESS program, would turn messages quantum and send them into space, creating an uncrackable communication system. This quantum entanglement puts information into a shared state that will collapse if observed. This means that not only will the information stay safe, the hacker on the other end can be revealed. The satellite is set to launch next month and represents a big step toward other quantum technology. Forget the cloud. Your secrets are safe in space.
Walking just isn't what the cool kids are doing these days. From Heelys to skateboards to Segways, people are coming up with more and more innovative ways to get around without actually having to burn any calories. The latest mode of transportation to sweep the nation? Hoverboards. Segways were just too big and cumbersome. Hoverboards have become so popular, in fact, that they are now considered to be a motor vehicle. They don't have motors and it only weigh 20 pounds, but a man in Atlanta was arrested for driving one on a suspended license. Atlanta law also requires you to be at least 16 years old, register your hoverboard, and provide insurance as you would any other vehicle. Similar laws are taking place in California. This never would have happened if little Timmy had been okay with walking to school. Now hoverboard laws are going to be just as annoying as those pesky school dress policies.
On that note, let's hover on over to local events. Roll it.
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science has a lot of cool things going on this summer. The Robot Revolution exhibit is open now through August 7th. A special ticket is required. Guests have the opportunity to interact with robots from around the globe. Members get the opportunity to a members-only Robot Revolution dinner that will take place July 13th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Reservations are required. A Beautiful Planet 3D will be showing at the IMAX Theater in the museum from now until September 22nd. Moviegoers get to experience Earth from astronauts' perspective. Showtimes vary month to month, and a movie ticket is required.
The Renaissance Festival is back. The festival will be celebrating its 40-year anniversary over 9 weekends from now until August 7th in Larkspur, Colorado. Hours are 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays only. Discount tickets are available online or at any King.
The Denver Film Society and the Museum of Nature and Science are presenting a sci-fi film series. Museum scientists and professors from local universities will guide viewers through the science in the films and separate fact from fiction. Programs on July 13th and 20th and August 3rd will be screened at the Sea Film Center. Programs on July 27th and August 10th will be screened at the Phipps Theater in the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Movies playing include Perfect Sense, 2030, The Martian, King Kong, and The Matrix. All showtimes are at 7 p.m. and tickets are available through the Denver Film Society.
Voodoo Comedy Playhouse hosts Thursday Nerds Day every Thursday. Dork, Improvised Dungeons & Dragons will be playing at 8 p.m. Tickets are $7 in advance and $9 at the door. The show is completely interactive. At 9 p.m., they'll be showing the Improv Avengers, an improvised comic book. They take your everyday experiences and turn them into a full-length comic book. Tickets are $7 in advance and $9 at the door.
The movie is a cult classic, and the musical isn't half bad either. Evil Dead, the musical, will be playing at the Bug Theater now through July 16th at 7:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. You can also purchase the Splatter Zone tickets that get you right in the middle of the mess.
For information on any of these events, look at their website. And now, the whole N3 squad actually went to Comic-Con, and we're going to show a video to you. Production crew, it's up to you.
We are Nerd Necessities Network.
And we're at Comic-Con 2016.
Bridget, what are we going to be doing today?
Well, we're going to run around the con, check in with some old friends, and show you what else there is to do around here.
Let's do it!
RUSs, I don't think they exist. Ah! Ah!
So we're going to be headed to the dealer's room, which is definitely one of the coolest parts of Comic-Con. We're going to say hi to a couple friends and do a couple of things.
Wait, look who we just found. It's Matt. Our favorite human being ever, Matt Krupa. Hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oh.
It is Denver Comic-Con.
Oh.
There's people everywhere. It's awesome.
What's the symphony doing today at Comic-Con?
Well, I'm happy that you asked. We are selling tickets to our Geek Series next year. Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions, a symphonic tribute to Comic-Con version 4.0. Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., and something else I'm not remembering. I think that's all. Yeah.
All right. Respectable. Have you seen any cool cosplays today, Matt?
Oh man, there's a whole lot of cosplay. I never know what it is. I'm sure that means it's anime, and it's amazing. Like, just the best part is just to watch, just to sit and watch people walk by.
Well, awesome. Thank you for chatting with us.
Always.
We will be
Love
on
you
our
guys.
way now, but I hope you have a wonderful day at
Yeah.
the con, and we will see you.
Where's Tasha working? Let's go find her.
How you doing, my man?
A little sweaty, but mostly good.
That's nice. I'm glad. What's your favorite kids panel that you've seen today?
I got to see the voice of Marceline today, and she sang for us, which was really cool. Dude, that's so cool. I cry every time. That's awesome. John Barrowman also read a book about dragons, so that was cool. What? Because we always have like special guests that mostly the parents enjoy.
Godspeed and good luck.
Personally, I like that one.
Why?
Look at it.
I don't think we should play favorites here.
Okay, but look at its head. That one's cuter.
Aren't they the same?
No.
What's the difference?
That one has more personality. Lulz boss. Let's go check it out. So tell us a little bit about what's going on like right now with your printers.
All right, so if you look at the sample table, we have some filament that we have a huge line of filament, 30 plus different types of varieties. This one is made with stainless steel. We have a copper filament that you can see is starting to oxidize a little bit, and flexible material. So this is a semi-flexible material made by Ninja Flex. And then we have a fully flexible material. This helmet is printed with carbon fiber filament on our TAS 6, so the larger build volume really came in handy for this guy. And this awesome print. Chainmail that is not assembled, it's printed like that on the print bed.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. It's really cool.
Proud of you.
We see that you guys are a nerd podcast. Do you want to tell us a little about your podcast?
Okay, we are Beyond the Trope, and we originally started as a writing and literature podcast and have since branched out into an everything nerdy podcast. We've talked about comics and cosplay and going to conventions. We had an hour about Shakespeare in our first couple of episodes.
Are you guys local or where are you
Yes,
based?
we record up in Arvada.
Thanks for chatting with us.
You.
Yes,
I know you.
me. Well, there is so much to see here, but there's also so much more to see in the rest of the con. So we're gonna end our time up in this room and head downstairs and see what we can find down there.
Hi, could you tell us who you are and a little bit about what you do?
My name is Z, and I'm the founder of Serenity Forge, a video game development company located in Boulder. We're here at Comic-Con just showing off a couple of our games.
All right. And if I may ask, can I, I'm wondering what your games are like and what they're about, kind of. Like, what do you have to show us?
Right, yeah. So right now we are showing a new game called Four-Sided Fantasy, which is a video game that kind of pushes the boundaries of the screen. You know how in Pac-Man, whenever you kind of go across a screen, you come back
show
the other
up on
side.
the other side,
Right,
yeah.
you kind of wrap the screen. And that's what Four-Sided Fantasy is about. So the game is actually completely done, and we will be releasing it on Steam, so for PC and Mac, as well as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One just in a couple months.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like your bow tie, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah, that's it. That's our quick version of Comic-Con. If you're interested, check it out next year. It happens every year, or, you know, do comic-y things. So, that's us, and we're out. Onward!
Cats and boots and cats and boots.
boots and cats and boots and cats and boots.
Comic-Con is really rad. It's almost as cool as your dad.
Happy Father's Day.
There's costumes and vendors too. There is so much for you to do. Nerds and geeks and dorks galore. Could we even ask for more?
Boots and cats and boots and cats.
We're NerdNet on DPS TV. We're so much cooler than MTV. That's a wrap!
So, as you can see, Comic-Con was pretty rad. We had a lot of fun. And so, yeah, we're just going to share a little bit about our favorite parts. We've got Mara here today. She's sitting next to me. See, she's right there. So all three of us are going to talk a little bit about our favorites. So I guess I'll start. My favorite was something that made its way into the video. I really liked getting to play with the BB-8 because it was just really cool getting to, like, drive them around and, like, feeling like you had control of the robot. Like, there was, like, just so much you could do. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty fun, and it was a fun way to take a piece of the movie and bring it to myself.
Yeah. My favorite was seeing Carrie Elwes, his panel.
What did he have to say that was notable?
It was really interesting. He told some stories about when he was on the set of The Princess Bride. He's good at impressions, which was awesome.
What
he did an
impressions
impression
did you do?
of Andre the Giant,
Oh.
which was great. And apparently he had a broken toe for like all of shooting that movie because he broke it on an all-terrain vehicle on like the first week of shooting, I think. Yeah, that was great.
I have a lot of favorites actually. Like this Comic-Con, I had a lot of opportunities. Like interviewing the game designer was really cool, and I got to meet Stan Lee. I took a picture with him and cried for a good 20 minutes after I met him.
Did you get to talk to him or just a photo?
I didn't get to do the meet and greet type thing. I just got the photo, but he did like speak to me, and I heard his voice, and I was like, and I almost like, Daddy, talk to me. It was horrible.
You'll remember that day forever. Sure.
Oh, I will. It was magic. And I also like getting selfies with random people.
Yeah, people really liked your costume.
I wasn't expecting it, but I took a picture with a little kid dressed up as Quicksilver, and we both did the little zooming pose. It was
adorable.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, did you guys see any costumes that you liked?
But there were a ton of really awesome costumes. Like there was the Dalek. I'd seen that Dalek before, but it was like the toddler in like this giant Dalek costume that like rolled around. It was really nice. It was really cool. I think they have like a motorette thing and like drive around.
Mm-hmm. We saw this really cute kid when we were at the BB-8 area who was dressed as R2, and he was like wearing this little bow tie, and he like had like he was like so small and cute. I think that was nice.
Yeah, that was adorable.
I liked Optimus Prime and the Transformers they had. They're so freaking cool. It was magic.
So yeah, we're out of time unfortunately, but as you can see, we had a lot of fun. Yeah. And when we come back, I'm gonna be guessing for will she or won't she, and she will. I will.
Will you though?
I believe in you.
I just wanted a really good hands-on experience. I graduated from welding level 1. It's really cool to be able to go up to pretty much any guy and say like, I can build something you can't. To be able to make things from the ground up is really appealing to me. It's fun. I wanted to start a career. I just didn't really know where to go or know what I wanted to do. Found welding, and it just kind of intrigued me. Check out the programs beforehand. They give you very informative tours. Just make sure it's for you, talk with the instructors, and like just check it out. It's a really, really good school.
And we're back, and we are going to play Will She or Won't She? And Bridget is going to guess. So
I guess I will mask up.
You will. Do you have any preliminary guesses?
New York City.
False.
Oh,
all right. So this city has over 1,700 bridges.
London. I guess we've already done that. London.
Yes, it is not London. You can navigate this place by boat.
Venice?
No, good guess though. It is home to the largest department store in the world. It has over 60,000 square meters placed over 8 floors. Is that department store?
A large department store.
It is.
Amsterdam?
Not bad, but no. It has more than 7.5 million tourists that visited there in 2007.
Tokyo?
No. There are 9 castles there.
9 castles.
9 castles in this city.
I don't know. Somewhere in Switzerland?
No. A historical piece of this place stands in a bathroom stall.
Berlin?
Dang. Nice job. It is Berlin.
What other wall would we be talking about?
Ah, that's true.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell us?
Yes, so part of the Berlin Wall is in
Interesting.
a bathroom stall, which is, I feel like that'd be
Yeah,
kind of weird.
I've actually seen a piece in a restaurant.
Oh, nice. That's
What do
cool.
you know? Yeah. And apparently our technical director we're hearing over our IFPs that our technical director has used a bathroom stall with a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Which is interesting. So that's cool.
You want to give us the rest of the...
I will. So the rest of the facts are that this place didn't create a national minimum wage until 2015.
Wow.
There are over 300 different kinds of breads there, which I
wonder-
would have thought somewhere in France.
But
for the
I'm
bread,
wondering,
but
like, does
also
that mean there
Berlin.
aren't that many breads here? Like,
That's true. It's weird. The tradition of Christmas tree came from there.
interesting.
Which is cool. It is the greenest city in Germany.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it is illegal to tune a piano after midnight.
So, but
So, if you
when
have a
can you
piano-
start tuning a piano? Like midnight
Prob-
to 6 or
Oh,
like?
shoot, I don't know. Just after midnight. You can't. You can't do it. So some nerdy tie-ins are that the film festival Berlinale is one of the most popular media events in the film industry. With 175 museums, it's known to have more museums than rainy days. I got that. Okay. It is the only city in the world with 3 active opera houses, which is cool. The German premiere of Comic-Con was sold out with 30,000 visitors on its first year in 2015.
Wow.
I didn't know Germany had Comic-Con.
I didn't either,
That's
but I
pretty
guess they
cool.
just had one last.
That's true. The first premiere of Comic-Con in Berlin will be in October of 2016.
Okay.
So, Captain America: Civil War, Sense8, and The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2 are popular movies, and they were filmed in Berlin.
Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah. The Berlin Film Festival gives away trophies shaped like bears to the winners. That's cool.
I want a bear trophy.
A bear trophy, yeah. The Berlin International Film Fest just celebrated being 66 years old in February of this year. I'm going to mess up this name or game. Quo Vadis is the longest running game developing conference running in Europe. So that's cool. Game company. Former mayor of West Berlin, party chairman and chancellor Willy Brandt won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1971. Holocaust denial is illegal in Germany.
I like that.
So that's good. Yeah, and there are more soccer fan clubs in Germany than anywhere else in the world, which makes much sense because German and soccer, they just go together.
Well, that was interesting. I'm glad I got that. I don't think I get the cooler host title, right?
No, because I'm not
here.
Una.
But, I mean, there is a crown, and I just think I will, like, hold the crown, not upside down. I will hold the crown and relish that I got it correct.
You did get it. That was impressive.
Yeah.
You got it with the bathroom stall.
Well, I got it with the wall. In the bathroom stall.
I just said a historical piece stands in the stall.
Well, who knows? Anyway, we are done with that, and when we come back, we will have our guest. So, I think we shall take a break, and when we are back.
So this is where the throttle body would go. This is the intake. I actually started being interested into cars when I was around 15. I'm tightening it.
Ariana Gonzalez is working in a so-called man's world.
A lot of the boys mentioned that I looked really scared and intimidated like the first maybe 2 months.
But she didn't let that stop her from going after her dream.
My favorite part is actually taking apart the engine. That was my favorite class.
Ariana is taking the automotive service program here at Griffith Technical College. Besides being interested in cars, she had another motivation for going in this direction.
To show other women that also it's not just a voice thing, that women are capable of doing whatever men can do. Here, there.
Ariana did face some obstacles, like from home.
No, my family wasn't all jumping for joy. They're all the Mexican traditional family. Women goes to do this. The men works in this. But still, they supported me through it. They didn't agree with it, but they supported me through it.
But after her dad had a leak in his radiator,
Oh, well, Dad, we had done this in class. Like, that was our first class that we took, and I was like, I can go ahead and take out the radiator.
Dad was about to take it to a mechanic, but instead,
So I did it myself, and I saved my parents money.
Ariana even has a job at Shop Automotive, where as a woman she is already making a difference. Listen to what happened when a mother and daughter came in for a minor repair.
Her little daughter in the back, not really screaming, but telling her mom, she's like, Mommy, you see, a girl's working on our car. And then her mom just comes over to me ecstatic, and she's like, oh, we're just teaching our daughter that whatever a man can do, girls can do. She's like, oh, you're a good example about that. Made me feel really proud. Thought you listened it enough.
So what does Ariana think about Emily Griffith?
I think Emily Griffith is great. They gave me the opportunity to learn. They gave me a scholarship. They gave me an instructor that helps me. When I have any questions, he'll answer, or if that way I still don't understand, he'll go ahead and explain it. And then I also have peers that help me a lot, and they support me through what I do.
Ariana is proof that the automotive garage can be a woman's world too.
And welcome back. We are here with our guest, Mark Grove, and welcome, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. It's great being here.
So we hear that you were also at Comic-Con. How is that?
I was at Comic-Con. They've made me a guest every year, so I'm always doing a movie of some kind every year. So they always go, "Hey, promote it a little bit," because they have a Real Heroes part of their program, and so I'm usually a part of that.
Oh, neat. So, what's your nerd cred? What makes you nerdy?
Wow, let's see. I'm 50 years old and I'm wearing a Thundercat shirt, so that's probably part of it right there. But I'm a big sci-fi guy. I have been all my life. So from the serials of the 30s and 40s all the way to the sci-fi movies of the 80s, those are that's like my world. I love that kind of chaos and all the cartoons. There's just about everything in that zone. You can't get enough of it. Star Wars, Star Trek, yeah.
So, you are the owner, teacher, writer, director, and stunt coordinator for Risk Factor Action Training Center. That's a lot of
You
titles.
forgot caterer.
Caterer
That's in there
too?
Yeah, I'm
So
a
many
caterer,
titles.
too. And I clean the bathroom. But
Yeah.
I do it all here. It's kind of hard not to. I'm a jack of all trades, but I make my own films, and so when you do that, you tend to put on a lot of hats.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think when people think of stunts, they generally think of LA or New York. So how did you happen to open this center here in Colorado?
I've actually worked in both those regions, and in Vegas and Chicago, things like that. Went all over the place. But then in the late '90s, I was set to move to LA. Had a good posh job, but my little boy was born with medical issues, and so it was like, oh, gotta stay here. Family's here, so on and so forth. And so I thought, the best way to predict your future is to create it yourself. And so I said, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to make it happen. And a year later, I directed my first $1 million feature. So ever since then, it was like, hey, you can be anywhere. Let's just do it where you want to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. So what is the most dangerous stunt that you perform, and what are the safety measures that you use?
Actually, the most dangerous stunts usually involve fighting, because you have the human factor. Somebody forgets to move or whatever, and they're throwing a fist at your face, so on and so forth. When we're doing car stunts or high falls, those are all highly technical. Everything's planned out, and it's kind of like, mechanically driven.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it's the fights, and how we plan it is lots of choreography. You spend a lot of time rehearsing and rehearsing and rehearsing, and then that each person understands that if they sense somebody's missing a beat, they stop. So it's a lot like dance, if you would. Yeah.
Cool. So you mentioned that's the most dangerous, but what's your favorite stunt to perform?
I love to do wire effects, like wire flying or getting blasted by something that blows you backward, like a psionic power or something like that, and you fly through the wall or something like that. Those are always the best, because it's kind of a physical skill that's assisted by a wire. So you're going to jump over something higher than a normal human, or fly or whatever. Those are always the best.
That sounds cool. Do you have any funny stories from your stunt doing?
Yeah, funny and scary, and there's been a lot over the years. But yeah, I think one of the funny now, not funny at the moment, was they had set me on fire, and I had to fall off of a 5-story building on fire. And I thought, no big deal, because they put the fire on your thighs, and so it looked like it's burning up in front of your face, but it's really not, because it's just how fire rises. But as I fell forward, and the fire covered my vision, and so I couldn't see the airbag below. And so I rotated, and I'm going, I hope this works. And I landed perfectly. Everything worked out good, and everybody was like, oh, it was the greatest thing ever. And I literally almost wet myself. It was that scary. And of course you get out, and of course you act all macho like it was completely planned. But yeah, it's funny now, but at the moment it was a little scary.
Yeah, that sounds pretty terrifying.
So these days, how many people do you work with and train them to be stunt people?
Yeah, that's my big thing is I have a kind of a studio mentality here. And so I train all of my performers to not only do action-related things, they also do all the special effects things. So they do practical effects like prosthetic makeup or firearms or prop making and set building. I teach them to do, just crazy things, firearms, all of that stuff. And then, of course, they also act and are behind the scenes producing and so we're kind of like a troupe that makes their own projects.
Cool. Yeah. Do you think that there's a certain personality type that works better for stunts than
Oh,
others,
absolutely.
or?
Most people think it's an adrenaline-based job, but it's really not. There's a lot of young boys that come to me, I'm ready to do this, and I want to, because they want the adrenaline rush. And they'll tell me how many cars they've already crashed, not as stunts. And they think that's impressive. And the reality is we need smart thinkers. And so in a lot of cases, some of our best performers end up being women because they are meticulous in the way that they plan out their stuff. They're not fueled by the machismo that a lot of young guys are. So I think the real ingredient here is somebody who's a born performer that wants to perform, that is not out for a thrill. That's like a huge negative, people that have that attitude.
Are there certain backgrounds that you see people coming from in stunts?
It's amazing. There's a lot of people that come in from martial arts, and they think that translates well to the screen. They're like, oh, I can just use my skill. It's a completely new thing. So learning to fight for film is completely different. So a lot come from there. A lot of guys who do parkour and things consider themselves to be stunt performers, but they're really not, because they're kind of in the world doing it as opposed to on camera. And so on camera it takes a little bit more effort to perform those skills. And so it's but those are areas that we usually get people. My favorite to get people from is dance. I love it if people come to dance because they have a rhythm and a grace and an elegance in movement, and it's easier to adapt them to the screen.
Yeah, of course. So what do you think is the hardest? We talked about the most dangerous and your favorite, but what do you think is the hardest stunt?
Hardest stunt. It's weird because you're always given a challenge, and so if I think about complexity, it's stunts that involve multiple layers of action. So if there's a battlefield scene that is going to have a fight, but it's also got an explosion, and then it's got horses running by, it's anytime you have layered action and one thing goes wrong, that's usually when you have the problem. When it's a single or even a double action dynamic, it's not too bad. But a lot of times we have things, gunshots exploding and crashes and things all at the same time. So it's the complex stunts that have multiple components.
Well, cool. I think we're going to go to commercial break now, but when we return, you'll be showing us some basic stunt moves,
Sure,
right?
I'll show you a couple fight moves, yeah.
Well, rad. So stay tuned for some fighting.
Let's do it.
In the rafters in this studio, Darren Valdez is working.
We come in, we set up the lights. We do a key light, we do a fill light, and we do the back lights for each individual person that's at the table. Okay.
Darren's success came quickly.
In just over 1 year of school, I'm working in a television studio. There we go. I get to be behind a camera. It's a miracle.
You need to know how Darren got here.
This is fun stuff. I love it.
In order to understand why he thinks it's a miracle.
My story was I was homeless on the streets, and there was a place called Same Cafe that I volunteered at. And I went, and while I was working one day, I saw a pamphlet that said there was scholarships for people that were in bad situations. And I was trying to rebuild my life and restart, just go another direction with my life.
He was awarded a scholarship.
They said, pick whatever you want to do, and I went through the list of things they offered Emily Griffith, and video production just seemed like the most creative, wonderful opportunity. So I was really excited to do it. How you doing today, man?
Now he works at Colorado Public Television.
I actually got my connection here through working Emmys. I volunteered for that through that, Sean helped me get in contact with Dominic, who is the director here.
Darren is here because of his education.
Get him focused. The thing that I was taught at school was to be patient and to work hard. Those are good. Whatever comes up, you say yes. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. All right, we got it. That and just being able to tell a story. Darren on one. Just being able to piece together pieces of information and give it visual representation is probably the most important thing I've learned.
He continues to learn on the job.
Here, I'm learning all different systems, but I'm ready to do it. You know, I have a willingness to get it done. Here we go, making TV.
Willingness leads to passion.
I'm in love with this. This is awesome. I can't believe where I am now.
Passion leads to a career.
This is what I wanted. I wanted to be working in a television studio. If you have any interest in this career, it feels really good when you get a job doing it. I don't feel like I'm ever at work.
He's come a long way.
This whole journey has been an amazing ride. I wish I would have taken this a lot sooner in my life. I wouldn't change a thing about the last year of my life. It's been nothing but uphill and wonderful opportunities, and I've gotten to meet so many great people, and I'm finally doing something that I really felt I was meant to do.
So we're back and ready to learn some fight stuff. What are we doing?
All right, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you to work for the camera. We're going to be working with this camera right here. And what it's going to see is it's going to see you over my shoulder. So when we fight, we don't actually stand face to face because I block a camera. So we usually go left foot to left foot. So that way the camera can see over my shoulder and see you. And so what happens is I'll throw this left punch to you, and you're going to use your hand to just slap it a little bit sideways, like this. Then I'll throw a right, and you'll slap that one the other way, like this, right? Pretty simple. Then I'll take my left hand, and I'll go over your head, and you'll duck under and pop up on the other side, and then throw a right punch across here, right? Now what happens is the line, it's like pull a bow and arrow to that side. So instead of bringing it around, bring it over here, and just bring it straight to this hand, like that, so it's a straight line. The camera has no 3D perspective, so it's like it's two-dimensional. So what happens is that's the beginning of the story. The middle is when it hits me, and then we want to see a little tidbit of it after it hits me, like this. So if we do this slow, here comes the first punch. You push it, duck, and punch. Boom, and there's the hit, right? And that's how it hits. Now, when you're punching, normally, like I noticed you wanted to hit me in the jaw, like this. But the camera, like this, because now you're at my jaw, it's behind my body. So you're going to put it right at the gate of my eye, like right where my eye and my nose is connected. So one more time. One, push, duck, and punch. That's the hit. So now when you do that one, chamber back and do, again, try not to circle it, just straight down a line, and just do it really fast this time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's the hit. See it? Now if you dip your toes like this and you turn, that'll keep you balanced, because if you move with the punch, you'll end up behind me, and we want to see you the whole time. So here comes the last one. 1, 2, duck, pow. There's the hit. See it? All right, who's going to get hit now? We got to try this one more time. So you do my moves this time.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Good. And now you can be, yeah, there you go.
Can we scoot over this way?
That'll work good. It's a close-up now.
I've got a long tail.
Good.
Okay.
So you're going to do a left punch here, and she's going to pat it, and now right, and pat it. Now you're going to punch over her head. She'll duck under, and then bam, there's the hit. See it? Exactly. And you see what happens is when you took the hit, you moved your whole body. Yeah. So just your head, boom. And the cool part is if you can take the hit and go, oh, hello, camera. Right there. Right? So let's take a look one more time. And 1, 2, 3, and pow. Oh, that's it. See? That's exactly it. And when you do it fast, when you do it, yes, she did that. Yeah. So when you do it like that, it's very powerful. So let's do a trade up. So let's switch you there now. You come here. Now you get. Okay, good. And so here's where we're going to be left foot to left foot. Good. Or we're on a cable there, so we're trying to kill ourselves.
That would be bad. You guys.
Good.
There we go.
And now here comes the first one, and pat it. Good. 2. Now duck and punch. That's it. You see it? So do you see how interesting it is? So let me trade with you real quick. And so when you come at me, bring a hand right here, right? Good. Good. Now I'm going to tap that like this. Now here comes number 2. 3. Now 4. Pow. And just turn your head. Yeah. Hello. Good. 1. I punched too quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Right? Sorry. See, look at this. You're supposed to, you're supposed to hook at me.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. And so that's the deal. So this time you trade with me because I'm going to have you sock me because I want to do this. We'll see how fast we can get it. Okay? So I'm going to punch at you. 1, 2, 3, right? And that's what we want to do. 4, right? So let's see if we can speed up. Pow, pow, whoosh, pow. That's it. Good. One more time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's it. See it? Now here we go. And 1, 2, 3, pow. Ooh, that's it. See it? And so that's how a fight works. And it's funny, you know, a lot of times we sell things, and depending on who is the star of the fight, we might actually start in a fashion where if I want to do the fight with her, if we just start swinging, it's not as powerful. So what I'll do is you're going to be the one that throws the punches at me this time, right?
Okay.
But what I do is I want to reveal myself to the camera. So I would grab you by the neck and the shoulder, and I'd spin you around, reveal myself. Then you would throw the punches like this, and then I would hit. You see it? So we'll do movement. So it's all in circles. And this is how it reads for the camera over the shoulder. Now, if we did that same set sideways, it doesn't work. Because when she throws the first 2 hits, those would work. 1, 2. When she throws over my head, see, it's like cool. But now when I throw this punch, there's air. See it? See that? See the air that's there? So in order to make this punch work, it's like the lens of the camera has a beam that touches her cheek, and I just have to cross that line. So on this punch, I'd have to go over her shoulder to make it work from a side shot. So everything changes based on where we rotate. So it's really tough.
How many cameras?
We usually shoot with 2, but 1 is usually in motion. So we'll have 1 that's getting a static shot and then 1 that is going. The camera operator is almost always kind of like part of the choreography. They get it. They're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And so they know when I'm taking it. Like, for example, the guy with the handheld camera might be down on the ground. And so when you hit me in the face, I would go boom, and I'd fall right into his shot. And then as I stood back up, he'd come up with me and see you over my shoulder standing above me. So it would be really powerful. So everything that the fights entail, or camera work, obviously, and then placement. If we have the wrong placement, nothing goes right. But it's funny because a lot of times we hit each other in the body, right? Like, boom, in the gut, right? And it's like, so if you're sideways and you're like this, you have to really touch. So we never touch the face, but sometimes we'll touch the cloth because it's where it's connected. But a lot of times what happens is we can fake the camera. So if you're like this, like that, and I'm going to be over this shoulder now, I would chamber this hand. I'd let the camera see it. I'd go back and I'd go to your body, right? And then you'd, of course, take the hit. But if I do it like this, one more time, you take that same hit, right? But it doesn't see what I'm doing. See this? So I sell it with this shoulder. Ooh, I sell it with this one, and then it shows it, because if I just do the action, it doesn't work. And that's how it works. Cool. Pretty simple. Yeah, we're giving them your back. Sorry about that. So any questions about that?
I don't know, like how much time did it take you to figure out how to?
You know, that's really funny. I started doing choreography pretty early. I began as an actor, but then I've been doing martial arts since 1972, and I opened my first school when I was 17. And so martial arts have always been like the foundation of my stuff. So when I decided to break in the late 80s into the film business, I sort of was like, okay, I'm going to start as a stunt performer. And what I did was I thought, okay, what do I have already? What skill do I have? So I looked at how it worked, and I looked at Japanese films that are called Chambara films, and they basically took real martial arts and adapted them to film. And so I began studying every component of that I possibly could. So not only did my fights look good, they actually had a basis in reality that they would really work.
That's awesome.
And so that's where I really pushed it. Yeah.
Well, I think we're about out of time, but thank you
for
so much
joining
for
us today. If you want to check us out, we're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can watch us on TV, and bye.
See ya.
Thank you.